What if your cat remembers you, but you don't recognize them years later? Can a cat really recognize its owner after months, or even years apart? The answer might shock you. Most people think cats are independent creatures that quickly forget about their owners, but science says otherwise. Cats have a much stronger memory than most of us realize. Some can remember specific people, experiences, and even emotions for years. So, how long can a cat actually remember its owner? And if you disappeared for months or years, would your cat still recognize you when you returned? In this video, we'll explore the science behind feline memory, break down how cats remember people, and share real heartwarming stories of cats reuniting with their owners after being apart for years. Stay till the end because this might just change the way you see your cat forever. How do cats form memories? Humans remember things based on emotions and details. We recall specific moments, places, and conversations. But cats, their memory works completely differently. Unlike humans, who remember events based on emotions and details, cats form memories using association, especially scent, routine, and voice recognition. Cats don't just remember someone in the way humans do. Instead, they associate people with experiences. If your cat associates you with comfort, safety, and food, that memory gets locked in for years. So, what actually helps a cat recognize and remember someone? Scent. Cats rely heavily on smell to recognize familiar people. A cat's sense of smell is 14 times stronger than ours, and they use it to associate people with past experiences, good or bad. Sound and voice recognition. Cats don't just remember how you smell, they also recognize how you sound. If your cat hears your voice after months apart, they might remember you before even seeing you. Routine and repetition. Cats are creatures of habit. If you feed them at the same time every day, they remember that pattern. That's why, even after months apart, some cats return home expecting their old routine to still exist. But how long do these memories actually last? Let's find out. Did you know that cats have two types of memory? Just like humans, short-term and long-term memory. But how do these affect how they recognize their owners? Let's break it down. Short-term memory. Just a few hours. Ever noticed how your cat still waits by the food bowl, even though you just fed them? That's because their short-term memory works in bursts. Studies show that a cat's short-term memory lasts around 16 hours, helping them remember immediate needs, like where they left their toy, or the fact that you just gave them a treat. But here's the catch. If it's not important, they quickly forget it. That's why your cat might totally ignore a new toy after just a few hours. Long-term memory can last for years. Here's where it gets really interesting. Unlike short-term memory, long-term memory in cats can last for months or even years. Studies show that cats have long-term memory capabilities, similar to dogs and even primates. They don't just remember people based on sight. They associate scent, voice, and past experiences. That's why some cats still recognize their owners after years apart. So, what affects a cat's ability to remember you? First, the strength of the bond. If you've spent years bonding with your cat, their memory of you is locked in forever. Second, time apart. Some cats recognize their humans even after years apart, while others might take time to readjust. And third, past experiences. If your cat associates you with safety, love, and food, they will never forget you. But if they had a negative experience, they might be hesitant or cautious when reunited. So if you've ever wondered whether your cat will remember you after a long absence, the answer is yes. Do cats remember their owners after a long time? Have you ever wondered if your cat would recognize you after months or even years apart? The answer might surprise you. Cats may not show their emotions as obviously as dogs, but their memory is much stronger than most people think. A study by the University of Lincoln found that cats have something called episodic-like memory, meaning they don't just remember facts, they remember experiences linked to specific people. Even after being separated for months or years, many cats will still recognize their human if they are reintroduced in a familiar setting with familiar scents. This is why some cats instantly recognize their owners after years apart, while others take a little time to adjust. What if a cat doesn't recognize you at first? If your cat has been away for a long time, their first reaction might be hesitation. A cat's initial reaction after a long separation might be hesitation. But after a few minutes of sniffing, hearing your voice, or receiving gentle pets, their memory kicks in. This is because cats rely more on scent and voice than sight when recognizing people. Once they take in your smell and the sound of your voice, their memories activate, and they'll likely show affection just like before. So, if you've ever been apart from your cat and worried they might forget you, don't worry. If you shared a strong bond, they'll remember you for a long time. The science behind cat memory and recognition. Do cats really remember their owners? Or is it just wishful thinking? The science behind feline memory might surprise you. Cats versus dogs. Who has a better memory? We often assume dogs have better memory because they show their love so openly. But studies suggest that cats may actually have better long-term memory than dogs. Dogs rely more on social bonding, while cats remember experiences through association with scent and routine. Cats don't just remember people. They remember places, routines, and even emotions linked to past experiences. Their memory is more selective, meaning they remember what is important to them, like their owner, their feeding schedule, and where the treats are hidden. How cats process human faces and voices. Unlike dogs, cats don't always recognize human faces the way we'd expect, but that doesn't mean they don't know who you are. Cats don't always recognize human faces the way dogs do, but they can recognize their owner's scent and voice almost instantly. Your cat isn't looking at your face to recognize you. They're using scent, sound, and behavior. If a cat has lived with you for a long time, they've memorized your patterns, your scent, your footsteps, and even the sound of your car pulling into the driveway. That's why some cats run to the door before you even open it. They've memorized the sound of your arrival. So even if your cat doesn't react to your face like a dog would, they know exactly who you are. Their memory works in a completely different way, but it's just as powerful. Shocking and emotional stories of cats. Remembering their owners. Cats may seem independent, but their ability to remember the people they love is truly amazing. These real-life stories prove just how powerful a cat's memory can be. The cat that found its way home after 5 years. Imagine losing your cat and thinking it's gone forever, only for it to come back 5 years later. A cat named Ninja went missing for 5 years and somehow found its way back home, miles away from where it was lost. Ninja's owners had moved to a different house, but one day, a familiar-looking cat appeared at their doorstep. After scanning its microchip, they confirmed it was Ninja. Even after years apart, this cat never forgot its home. Cat recognizes owner after a decade. If you think cats forget quickly, this story will change your mind. One viral video showed a cat reuniting with its owner after 10 years apart. The cat hesitated at first, but after sniffing its human's hand, it immediately started purring and rubbing against them. Even after a decade apart, one sniff was all it took for the cat to recognize its long-lost owner. Military Soldier's Cat Reunion. A soldier returned home after 2 years, unsure if his cat would remember him. The moment he walked in, the cat ran straight into his arms and started purring non-stop. This proves that if you share a strong bond with your cat, no amount of time can erase it. So how long can a cat remember its owner? If the bond is strong, your cat could recognize you even years later. Now, I have a question for you. Has your cat ever done something that made you believe they remember everything? Tell me in the comments. And if you loved learning about this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing cat facts.